Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 7, it is bright and early in the morning. I'm just leaving my mobile home right here. Look, you can see the sun is rising over there and we've got a sign that says generic B, question mark. Yes, I am well aware of the fact that generic B, generally speaking, builds an RV when he starts up on a server. And I have you know, actually, when I tweeted out the idea to build an RV, obviously that was commented quite often, and generic B actually replied to the tweet saying that I was allowed. I was well and truly allowed to grace the server with an RV. So there we go. Thank you to whoever plays that sign. But no, this isn't generic B. This is actually Heisenberg. This is Heisenbo, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is the RV that we built in the previous episode of Hermitcraft. This is like my starter base area. And as you can see, I really like it. I personally really like it. I think it's an awesome little RV, or massive RV, I guess you could say. This thing is pretty huge, so I'm pretty chuffed with it. But we are actually going to be working in that area in today's episode. There's a few little bits and pieces that I want to do around there, so it should be fairly interesting. So what I'm thinking is we should create a little garden type thing. You know, a little area around our RV here that is going to be like our area in which we can do outdoors activities. So we're going to be mixing things up a little bit. Obviously, originally, my idea was like Heisenberg and all that sort of thing. But then if you take a look on the inside, you know, it's very homely, basically. This is not a meth lab. This is a house. So I've decided that I'm going to add a bit of a garden type area, but the theme is going to be trashy, like properly trashy. We're going to have like an awful garden, like tires littered everywhere. There's going to be metal and overgrown weeds and that sort of thing. I think that's a good idea. I think it'll be good fun, and it'll just be one of those funny things that you can walk past, because of course my previous base was very graceful. You know, it was a hot air balloon up in the sky. It was really very nice. This is just going to be trash, absolute garbage. So I think it should be interesting. So first things first, we've got to gather up some dirt, and we've got to connect it up to this grass right here and basically make grass happen, because unfortunately I don't actually have a silk touch pickaxe just yet. I don't honestly know how False has managed to do it, but she has managed to find the one place in the Mesa biome where the grass isn't a disgusting colour, and I am jealous. I am full on jealous here. Oh, pretty green grass. I miss it. I must admit, it does feel a little bit strange having to go out resource gathering for dirt. I don't fully understand why I don't have loads of dirt. I've got tons of cobblestone, I've got very little of the brown stuff. But yeah, I'm almost at 3 stacks now, which I'm sure is going to be enough. But I'm going to keep going just to be safe. Okay, so we are almost there in terms of planting down my turf, getting my garden in place. As you can see, it's a little bit filthy at the minute. It's not particularly green and lovely just yet, but we're going to be working on that in the next couple of seconds. We just need these dirt blocks here. Am I out of dirt? Not quite. I've still got one more stack to go, which hopefully, fingers crossed, should be enough. Okay, let's fill in this area here. It's a little bit mismatched and it's a little bit all over the place. I didn't really know how to do it, because obviously there's some like raised areas and there's some areas that aren't raised and things like that. So maybe dirt down here and then take out these. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, this side isn't the big deal. The big deal is this side, which I've actually fully done. So we just chuck in these final blocks of dirt and then I can show you that. Yeah, obviously all of this is going to be converted into grass, and as I say, we're going to do a bit of a trashy theme, so hopefully there's going to be like long grass everywhere. There's going to be bits of rubbish all over the place, so that should be nice. But yeah, this is like the main garden area here, and I'm sure you can just already picture it. Just all of the junk and everything like that at the front. It's going to be great. So stage 1 of creating a horrible garden is to place in a bit of a trash can fire, or a garbage can fire, or a rubbish bin fire. I'm sort of chopping and changing between American and English here, so I said garbage and trash earlier, so I feel like I've got to carry that on. But we're going to create like a little trash can fire here, and I was thinking that we could do it a bit like this. So we're going to have our netherrack there, and then we've got a redstone torch underneath. That's not working as I expected. Maybe we just have to like place, then replace the redstone torch? Maybe? That's I placed in my trapdoors a little bit incorrectly, but I guess that's the ticket. So we need to place them in like this, and then we need to break our torch and replace our torch, and then there we go. We've got our little rubbish bin there, and then if we set that on fire, ta-da! That actually that looks good. Well, it looks rubbish, but that's the point. It is meant to look terrible. Cool, okay, so we've got our little garbage can fire out the front. Now we're just going to add in like a fence, like an iron bar fence going around like this. Maybe a few chairs, perhaps like a few logs to sit on, although logs in close proximity to this probably isn't a good idea. But then just some other junk and bits and pieces that we're going to chuck around. And obviously I've also got my grass. My grass is en route. You can see it is spreading just about. Yep. And it's going to make its way up here. So hopefully by the end of this episode, all of this area will be grass. And it will all be looking very ugly indeed. Time for the first grass update. It's looking good. Okay, so I've done a little bit more work. And as you can see, this place is now looking suitably trashy. It looks terrible. It literally looks like a bomb's hit it, and that is exactly what I want. It's very strange building like this, I have to say. Like, it's proper odd. Trying to make things look ugly, it's really strange, but yeah, I've succeeded. I've managed to do it, and it looks brilliant. I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out. We've got the lovely iron fence, we've got this junk here, we've got this junk here, these little flower pots here to try and rectify the situation, but they don't. They're horrible. Armor stands, we've got all this bits and stuff. Yeah, wicked, wicked, wicked. And the grass is spreading just about very, very gradually. So maybe not by the end of today's episode. Maybe by the end of next year we will actually have grass underneath the RV. But for now, it's dirt. And dirt looks even more terrible, which I suppose is a good thing in this situation because it looks rubbish. But anyway, moving on from all of that, we've got a bunch of stuff left to do in today's episode. First off, we need to do the interior of my underground base because we still have a big old hole in the cliffside right here. Originally, I was going to leave this open, but I'm having second thoughts. I feel like I sort of want to close it up, and I don't know whether to use fence posts or whether to use glass. So we're going to try them both. I'm sure there's a metaphor in this somehow, you know, chicken trying to swim upstream. I just don't have the brain power to think of it. So anyone with an English degree, let me know down in the comment section what your metaphor would be. Would love to hear it. Give me some inspiration. I have to say, I was fully expecting to hate this, but it looks really good. I can't deny the fact that it actually looks really good. And now what I'm doing is I'm looking for some logs because I've just realised that I reckon we could put some logs down here and it would actually look quite good. Like, take out this block right here and just have logs going right the way up to the top, just like this. And then it matches up with what we have going on over here, and it sort of matches what the other side is doing. And I'm getting some serious lag spikes for some reason, but that actually looks... Does that look better? Let me know down in the comment section once again. There's lots of things you need to comment. You need to comment a metaphor. You also need to comment whether this looks good. I'm quickly going to take a look at it from the outside to see what it looks like. But I have to say, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So I've just done a tiny bit of terraforming. Let's see how it all looks. And boom. There it is. I totally missed it there. My mouse did the funny thing. But yeah, that looks cool. It looks a lot more finished than it did beforehand. I don't know why I like the idea of like the open cliffside thing. But it was a bit drafty, and I decided, yeah, a window would probably be better, and that looks, yeah, about 1 billion times better. So I'm very happy with that. My base is now actually starting to look a little bit complete. Let's see what the grass situation is like. Yeah, same old, and same old by the look of things. Oh, it's going to be a couple months before it reaches here. So next up on our very long to-do list, it is to create an item filter to remove the feathers from this chest right here, because there is just like a ridiculous number of them. Silly number of feathers here. So I think we need to sort that out. So we're going to have an item filter coming out from this hopper right here. Hopefully that's the correct location. Hopefully that all works. So our filter is going to be going down there. And I have put pressure on myself here because I honestly don't know if I remember how to create an item filter. It's been a while since I've made one, and you would have thought, you know, someone who does as much redstone as I do, which I do a lot of redstone, you would think that I would remember how to do this sort of thing, but sometimes you forget the basics, like the very basics just fly straight out the brain. But I think, as far as I can tell, that is it. So if we chuck, say, a bunch of items in there, okay, they're not leaving, that's good, and I think we need 18 in the first slot. These need to follow through into a chest. But they're not, because I put them in the wrong place. Okay, there we go. There was my first mistake. That was only the first mistake. Right, there we go. Now they should go through up to 18. Fingers crossed. Good. Okay, by the look of things, we've got ourselves an item filter. So if I chuck some feathers and some chicken in here, perhaps like maybe 8 bits of chicken, they should feed through into this chest here. That's good. And if I chuck feathers in, for example, this 64 feathers, they should make their way down into this area here. They shouldn't make their way through into here. What? What? Guys? Has there been a change to hoppers? hoppers will always take from below before they go across. That was always the fundamental law of hoppers. Has that changed in Minecraft 1.9? So I've just done a little bit of testing, and it turns out it's actually really strange. So if you place items into this top hopper right here, then it will act accordingly. It will go through both the hoppers, it will end up in the bottom chest just fine, and it won't make its way into that chest. As you can see right here, that one's empty, that one's got all 16. But if I place the items in this hopper, this one right here, it will go into both. I don't know why that is, but that's basically what was happening there. So everyone, panic over. Your redstone contraptions are safe, your sorting systems are safe. I had a full-on panic attack there because I thought everything was broken, but we're all fine. So back to the Hermitcraft server. Now I've just received a bit of a distress call from Iskall. He says that he needs just a little bit of help with some redstone stuff. So I thought we'd pop over there, and I thought I'd take you guys along with me and see what I can do. Redstone engineers to the rescue.
So I don't know if you've seen my latest episode, but I'm working on an Etho Death game thing.
Oh, right, yeah, I did hear about that, yeah.
And I wanted to make it a little bit different because we have player heads drop.
Yep.
And so I wanted wanted posters, basically. This is for aesthetics. And say that these are heads, we're going to have the random light come on.
Yep.
And if we go down here, the way I'm going to do this is using a randomizer with a dropper like this one here.
Yeah.
And that goes into another randomizer because it has 2 outputs per randomizer. You get this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
From here, it goes into 2 new ones, 2 new ones, 2 new ones, and all the way till I have 10 different outputs, right?
Right, okay.
But space is an issue. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I realized that this, of course, generates a pulse, obviously.
Yep.
And I need to turn it into a T flip-flop.
Right.
So I fitted these dropper T flip-flops here.
Right.
And you see how I'm powering the lamps here.
Yeah.
I did this, and then I realized, wow, okay, space, because this is just an end cluster right here, right?
Yeah.
I realized space is going to be an issue, but more important than space is I'm going to need to have a reset line for these flip-flops.
Yeah.
And how on earth am I going to do that? Because there's no way of telling which one is on. You know what I mean?
What you'd need here is you'd probably need like what's known as an RS NOR latch, which is a little bit like a T flip-flop. Actually a little bit smaller, so you're in luck there. But yeah, it's known as an RS NOR latch, and essentially you run a dropper. I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, it's something that it can be toggled on and off using 2 inputs instead of just 1. So a T flip-flop, obviously, you hit like 1 button and then it cycles round. So it goes on, then off, then on, then off. An RS NOR latch, I wonder, do you have any like redstone torches? Or do you mind if I quickly borrow 2 redstone torches?
No, go ahead. Here.
It's not going to break anything, is it?
No, I can replace them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll chuck those back in a second. But I'll show you, like, this is like the old school T flip-flop right here, RS NOR latch right here. So basically you have, you can do better ones than this, obviously. But it looks a bit like this. And then you have like redstone running around. I think that's how it goes. Yeah, so then if you have 2 buttons, you have like 2 different inputs. You can basically do it a bit like this. So if you hit this side, then nothing happens. But if you hit this side, then it will reset it. So that's basically what you need. So
yeah, because then I can run the reset line on one of these.
Yeah, exactly. And then if the reset line powers something that isn't on, then it doesn't make a difference. But if it powers something that is on, then it will send it back to like the default state, like that. So that's basically how that one works.
Oh, that's perfect.
So that's what you need. As far as randomizer is concerned, if you don't need it to be, because obviously this is going to be big, what you could do is you could just use like a redstone clock that just runs round and round, and then when you flick a lever or something like that or turn something on, it locks the repeaters, and then it will lock the clock in that position, and it will be like almost random as you really need it.
But so then I would need to run. Oh yeah, and I could set up another hopper clock to do that pulse to that clock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that wouldn't be too bad. Okay, so by the sounds of things, we managed to actually help out there, which is absolutely fantastic. And the project that he is working on looks fantastic, so I'll put a link to his channel down in the description if you do want to check it out. But anyway, I've also done some extra redstone down on a little filter thing. You can probably hear it in action, maybe. what I've done is I've removed the chest that we originally had, and instead I've placed in a dropper with an auto-dropping type thing. So this little famous circuit that I always like to bang on about, and this just chucks the feathers out into the open, then they'll wait 5 minutes, and then they'll despawn, which is perfect. It means that we're not going to be storing them, because feathers are terrible, and I really don't want them. So now I think we can finally leave the chicken farm behind. No more chicken-related explosions, no more chicken-related redstone contraptions. It's time to move on to the other projects that I've got planned for the rest of this episode. Grass update. Things have begun to look a little bit naughty. So I thought for the next thing, I would do just a little bit of shopping. You guys have been telling me to do this down in the comment section. We're going to be popping by Expo because Hermitcraft Season 4 is the season where I actually have a bow and arrow. Okay, so let's take a look in here. We've got book and quill, and we've got one arrow. Whoa! Whoa! That's mental! How? How's he managed to do that? That's insane! Okay, yeah, definitely. That is well worth the cash. I guess, yeah, cost 12 diamonds. Cool. I mean, that's fine by me. There we go. So we own ourselves a mad bow. Truly, truly mad bow. And it has the mending enchantment on it, which means that we're now going to pop by to the XP grinder, and we're going to get some XP so that we can mend this thing up. But also, I heard that Impulse has got himself a bookshop, and I feel like we should probably go there before we go to the XP grinder. Silk touched. Ooh. Ah. No way! Yes! Oh, yes! That is happy days. Oh, what a good idea it was. We can stop it with the grass updates now, which are getting a little bit ridiculous. And we can actually, yes. Oh, I'm going to buy more than that. I'm going to spend all my diamonds. Cool. I'm so happy right now. Okay, so I found Impulse's little store, but unfortunately, it only sells mending books, and all of the mending books have been sold, which is fair enough, because those things are going to be like gold dust, just like the Elytra. It's just going to be really, really difficult to get a hold of those. But congratulations to Impulse for making 15 diamonds. Next time you get a mending book, please let me know on Skype, because I would really like one. I think it's just one of those enchantments that just everyone has to have on their like main pickaxe. It's just going to be perfect. But anyway, let's head back over to the XP grinder. Let's pick up some XP, mend up this bow, and also do a tiny bit of enchanting, because I want to try my luck once again with a shovel and also a diamond pickaxe. Let's do this. Okay, so I plan on doing a bunch of enchanting here. So you know what? I haven't done one of these for a while. Let's get down to business and do a very, very short time lapse indeed. Starting with this enchantment right here. So guys, my enchanting session was actually really quite successful. I managed to get Fortune 2 once again on that pickaxe right there, so I've got 2 of those now, which means I'm going to combine them, get Fortune 3, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, which is just the complete amazing pickaxe that I've been waiting for, and I cannot wait to get down to business and use that thing. I've also got a bunch of enchantments on my armor, as you can see here. We've got Protection 4 all round, which is amazing, as well as Thorns 2 on the chest plate, which is sweet, and Depth Strider 3 on the booties. So that means if I throw myself into some water, as you can see right here, I am flying along. I'm basically a boat, and I'm very, very happy with that. It's absolutely awesome. And finally, let's just try out this insane little fella that I've got here. I am terrible with a bow. Alright. Yeah, I could get used to that. I seriously could get used to that. I mean, this bow is pretty awesome as far as they go. And whoa, I did not know that it had that animation there. Look. Check it out in the hotbar. Look, it's got an arrow inside it. Then when I fire it, it goes. Cool. But obviously the mending as well. Ah, this thing's awesome. Thank you ever so much to Exuma Void for selling these little fellas. They're pretty sweet. So, now that I'm fully kitted out with all of the greatest gear, we're going to head over to this area right here, next to my illegal tree farm, thanks to Exumafoid and Rendog stealing all of the saplings. Yes, I got so much, like, just people shouting at me down in the comment section saying that I was going to ruin their business. Their business is horrible. I hate the sound of their business. I'm going to build community tree farms. But anyway, we're over here, right here, because I want to build myself a slime farm. Well, I don't want to build myself a slime farm. I want to build everyone else a slime farm. I want to build a community slime farm. So I've got the F3 screen up right here. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, slimes only spawn in specific chunks. So I've got the slime finder up next to us. And if I just go like that, it is 1439 on the X. And it is, Z is 1016. Right, so let's go. Okay, we've got a few slime chunks near us. We've got one that is from -1408 over to, yeah, it's nearby basically. We've got one that's sort of in this sort of area right here. So I'm basically going to look around and work out the exact coordinates, then go down beneath the ground and start planning this thing out. So these 4 blocks here, these represent where our slime chunk actually is. Now slimes spawn from y equals 40 downwards. We are currently at y equals 90. Which means that we are 50 blocks above where we actually have to be, which means that I'm just going to basically mine down like this. Obviously, I'm not going to mine out this entire area all the way down, but I'm going to mine down until we reach that layer. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out just a small little section down there, plus a few blocks on either side, just to give us a rough idea of where we're going to be going, and then in the next episode of Hermitcraft, I can actually start work on the slime farm itself. So this is the plan at the minute. It's just going to be a nice little trip all the way down, probably going to spiral down a little bit, and then once we're there, I will catch you guys. I don't believe it. This is the fun. Oh, that's so hilarious. What are the chances of that happening? What are the chances of that happening? Basically, this is my tunnel coming through down into the down into where I was going to build my slime farm, and there's already a flipping slime farm down here, and it's huge. Oh, that's ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. Oh, that's so funny. I've actually got tears in my eyes. When I fell in here, I just burst out laughing because I was just like, that's strange. I've fallen down at the exact level where my slime farm's going to start. Funny that there's a cave here and it's very well lit up and it looks a lot like a slime farm. I'm in a slime farm. Oh. Well, that's ruined that's ruined the end project. Ah. Oh. Well, what am I going to do now? I don't believe it. Ah. Well, I suppose, you know, one thing that we can do is we can check, is there any slime in here? Has anyone got any slime? Nope. That's brilliant. That's honestly one of the best things that's happened all day. Alright, well I guess, you know, the slime farm project is off the cards. I don't know if this has been published on YouTube. If it has, then I apologise for missing it. I guess it's my bad. I mean, you know, that's totally my fault. But yeah, anyway, time to head back up to the surface then. Let's go. So guys, now that my slime farm project plan has failed, it's time to do something else, and I've decided I want to do a mining session because, as you guys know, I'm running really low on diamonds. So I've decided we're going to do a 1-hour mining session. I'm going to make the time for it because I feel really bad that my slime farm project has just fallen through entirely. Of course, we could do another slime farm at some point, but it doesn't feel quite as necessary now, especially because Impulse SV has built an absolutely massive one there. So once again, I'll put a link to his channel down in the description because that thing looks amazing. But anyway, it is mining session time. You guys know the drill. Head down to the comment section. Let me know what items you think I'm going to get, and then you'll see in the next couple of minutes. Okay guys, so during today's time-lapse chat, we're going to be doing a bit of a quick one today because of course the episode is getting ridiculously long right now. It's probably about half an hour long, which is absolutely insane. And that's just because I've done like a slightly different recording style today. I've just recorded everything that I'm doing and all of the thoughts that come to my head. I don't know if it's enjoyable or not. I don't know if you guys are actually enjoying it, but I've had a lot of fun recording it. So maybe in the future you might see a few more episodes like this and less of the sort of, here's a progress update, this is what I've done, yada yada yada. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, during today's time-lapse chat, I thought I would talk to you about drones because my drone is arriving tomorrow. It is arriving on Monday. So upon the release of this video, it'll be tomorrow. I'm actually recording this video on Wednesday, so I've still got like a week to wait. But for you guys, my drone is going to be arriving tomorrow. It's the DJI Phantom 3. and it's the advanced one. So I think there's 3 different ones. I think there's like the standard, the advanced, the professional. The difference between the standard and the advanced is the fact that the advanced one has got a much bigger range. It's also got like a few little different features, and it's got this thing that doesn't let it crash and all that sort of stuff. The difference between the standard and the professional is 4K cameras and all that sort of thing. Didn't really fancy 4K, and also that was nearing £1,000, and then you might as well get the Phantom 4, which is like even more advanced and all that. But I decided to stay away from the Megabucks ones because this is my first drone. Chances are I'm just going to smash it straight into a wall instantly, but I'm very, very excited for it. So expect to see a drone video coming out at some point in the next week. I plan on making one. Even if it goes awfully and I crash it, I'll still make one and I'll still upload it, hopefully. If the weather is good, then I'll be taking the drone out and you'll be getting a drone video on the main channel, and you'll also be getting a bunch of drone videos on the second channel. There'll be a link to a second channel down in the description if you do want to check it out, so you can look forward to all of that sort of stuff. Drone Benji videos could be coming. How funny would that be? Drone cat videos. Yeah, that's definitely something that I want to try, even though it'll probably end in a bit of a mess with both the drone and Benji. But anyway, I just thought I'd announce that there. I hope that you enjoyed this little time-lapse chat. Back to the Hermitcraft server. So we have it, ladies and gents. That rounds up today's episode of Hermitcraft. It has been a bumper edition episode. It's been a tiny bit longer than the usual. I hope that you found it enjoyable. I hope that you haven't found it too boring. It's been like a little bit all over the place, I guess you could say, but I've really, really enjoyed recording this episode. Like, it's just been a heck ton of fun. We got a bunch of stuff done. In fact, I feel like I should head off and actually do a grass update. The final grass update of today's episode. My base is looking 10 times better, by the way. That looks the beans. But yeah, let's see. Let's see if my grass has spread. Is it actually looking good? Yes, it is. Oh, perfect. It looks suitably disgusting. Now, let's grab some bone meal from my base and actually do a final bit of bone mealing towards the end of this episode. I apologise, as I say once again, that this episode has been like a little bit all over the place. But that's sometimes how these things go, and this has just been an excellent one to record for me. I've had just so much fun. I don't know what it is. I think also getting the opportunity to play with Iskall, who's one of the new hermits, that was good fun. Sorting out redstone problems is always great, and by the look of things, all of the hermits are really cracking on and just doing some awesome projects, even if they are the projects that I really want to do. Mr. Impulse there, in the exact same location that I want to do it, which the chances of that happening are very, very slim indeed. But here we go. Here is our bone meal, and yes. Oh, that looks perfect. It's so... Oh, wow. Oh, it's set on fire. Yeah, no, hadn't thought that. Oh, blimey. Okay. Maybe not. Really? Long grass sets on fire? I had no idea. Get out of here. Get out of town. What's going on? Stop setting things on fire. I'm going to have to keep my eye on this, because I really don't fancy burning down the entirety of my RV here. But as far as I'm concerned, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Hermitcraft. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.